Hello, and welcome to the podcast There Are No Good Games, where we discuss our opinions on past, present, and future games, as well as a whole load of other filler to keep us sane while we wait for a good game to play. Let's begin. What constitutes a cozy game for you? Because for me, I was thinking about this the other day after we had our discussion on hardcore World of Warcraft, and I think you have a very wrong opinion on what constitutes a cozy game, to be honest.
Now I thought opinions couldn't be wrong. I thought facts could be wrong, but opinions were opinions.
No.
But so your question is what constitutes a cozy game for me?
Yeah, like holistically.
I like to think it's one where people don't bother me, but that never happens. So,
No, but like your version of a cozy game is like Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft Hardcore.
Yeah, that's right.
And do you have some other ones? Those are the only two that come off like the top of my head.
Other cozy games.
I feel like you would say Dark Souls or like Elden Ring, and I'd be like, you're wrong.
Elden Ring, Elden Ring can be cozy.
It's also like
sometimes.
saying like, stop talking and no one explodes is a cozy game because, you only have to play it for a certain amount of time.
I think like a cozy game to me is one that I can just kind of can get into and I don't have to think very, very hard about the whole thing, right? So let's start with the first example, Tarkov. Okay, now I've been playing Tarkov for quite a number of years now. So I can kind of just get in and just like, I guess it's kind of the rinse repeat of like, you go into a Tarkov raid, you get the loot and you leave. And it's like the repetition. That's what's cozy about it. It's the same thing with...
Okay.
Well, it's like the same thing with WoW. Yeah.
Do you also find playing Russian roulette comfortable? Do you enjoy like grabbing a pistol, spinning it and going click, oh, that was cozy. I didn't die today. And then... Because that's basically what Tarkov is, right? I
don't think that's what Tarkovs can be fun. I think like it depends on how seriously you take it. I think a game I don't take too seriously is what I would count as a cozy game then. Because I can just go into Tarkov and I don't really care.
I have heard you say a lot of choice words about how bullshit that game is, though.
Well, yes. But, Tarkov give and Tarkov take away. That's the way it works, really. So
I think for us, we're like...
You're not going to stay alive forever.
No, Tarkov is like gambling. The house always wins, right? And the house is split into like three camps.
In that one.
Exactly. The house always wins. The game always wins. You have to like go get your IKEA
but if no one wins, then
press.
it's fair.
No, it's just
if no one wins, it's fair. Because no one wins. If someone won, it wouldn't be fair. But nobody wins.
But I doubt someone's going to like...
Same with hardcore. You're going to die eventually in WoW. So it's kind of cozy because, you're just like vibing. It's just vibes.
No. Like, I think your definition of a cozy game, I don't know what games you play that stress you. What games stress you out? Let's flip this around the other way. So cozy games are Tarkov and hardcore WoW. What games stress you out? And if you say Stardew Valley, I quit.
No, I was gonna say Plates Up.
Okay, Plates Up I can understand. I never wanted to like quit my job as a chef more than just that. Yeah, okay. So why is that sweaty?
It's just a painful experience sometimes.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's like self-loathing and like self-hatred. But what is a sweaty game that you're like, this is going to be horrible? Because I've got like the perfect couple of games to call out line by line of my cozy game to my stress game.
I see. I don't know. I don't really think of games as stressful, really. I think that even something like it's just I played up as a joke, but in reality, like even a game like that, which you're having to work together against the time and it's kind of clock's ticking. That's that still can kind of it's not really stressful. I wouldn't say it's as cozy because there's a bit more like critical thinking in it. Games that don't have critical thinking, I think are cozy.
So what critical thinking is there in Plate Up for you?
Well, it's about like paying attention to what the customers order. You got to pay attention to what all the other 3 people are doing, because you don't want to do the same thing as them. You got to be looking at what they're not doing. There's a lot of thinking about it, and just you got to be constantly switched on, right?
Okay.
And the thing is, like, different to like, Tarkov and like Hardcore WoW. Like Hardcore WoW, for example, and WoW in general, that's quite easy to switch off because you're just getting the routine of, do this quest, go here, slay these mobs, turn in the quest, buy some items, repair gear. It's like it's the simple repetition. It's the gameplay loop. That's what makes it cozy, actually. So if we're going to get technical about the design of a game, it's about the gameplay loop that makes it cozy, not necessarily about like how hard, how your heart beats as fast as possible while playing it.
Okay, so what consists of a cozy game for you is a game that is repetitious.
Yeah.
You don't have to focus on.
All the time, yeah. You don't have to focus on all the time. Okay. There might be elements of focus here and there, but most of the time, is kind of, you can just rinse and repeat, as you're going through.
So you could say World of Warcraft is a cozy game for you, right?
Yes, I would say that, yeah.
Okay. And this is where I get a little bit confused about Tarkov as a cozy game.
Yeah, because the gameplay loop is very straightforward. It's you have items, you take them in, as in like your gear. You use your gear in order to, progress through the raid.
And you get shot in the back of the head.
You loot like, no, well, that's if that's if you're bad, but, you loot items, the knowledge of like, oh, I know where these items spawn, or I know where generally these items spawn, and yeah, there's luck involved sometimes there, but, you know what you're doing, and then you're like, okay, cool, I can get out now. And then, there's elements of like, I could get shot at any moment. And if you do, well, there might be a slight bit of frustration in that moment, but then you move on very quickly. And but if you, I used sometimes have days playing Tarkov, for example, where I could have done like 8 to 10 raids in a row and just not died. Like, and I just would have rinsed, repeat, getting through. And that's like a cozy day of gameplay for me.
It's a cozy day of gameplay, frantically hearing if the door opened near you was like a human, a
random
scav.
Russian being shouted out across a shopping mall. Yeah, pretty much.
My
just like is, home. Yeah.
My favorite is like the random Russian phrase followed by gunfire, and then you just like sit there quietly, just like, is someone there, or am I going to get shot?
Vibing out in a corner. Just being a rat hiding in a corner. Pretty easy life, really.
So your view of a cozy game is disassociating and praying you don't get found by like the big Eastern European guy
like
with a gun.
Well, not Tachanka, but yeah, that's a Rainbow Six operator.
Isn't he the guy that like face shield?
I think
face shield.
Yeah. He used to have the machine gun you'd set up and shoot from Tachanka, but now I think he just kind of carries around this kind of huge gun, and that's pretty much it now.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Okay, I nerfed him. I will. But so my answer to your question is a game with a strong gameplay loop that's repetitious in the fact that it's not boring, but like you can get into it and you just keep going through it. Like I think it comes down to I used to I would have just played Counter-Strike for days on end, for a long time. And like that's in reality, that's the same gameplay loop constantly. You it depends what side you're on, but you plant the bomb for your 15 rounds, and then you switch sides. It's different in CS2 now, but switch sides, and then you do the counter-terrorist side, and then next game different map maybe, but you've learned with the maps. It's got that repetition. It's cozy in the fact that you just keep repeating it on over and over again. In some way, League of Legends could, in theory, be a cozy game with my answer, but it's not. So that's scratched from the list. That's banned. So but everything else which follows my rule set is fine.
I'm confused here. So League of Legends isn't cozy because it's not, in your opinion. But playing Counter-Strike, which is like a sweat game, playing WoW Hardcore Week, die, and that's it. GG, good riddance. Time to make a new character and cry about it. And Escape from Tarkov isn't sweat for you.
Yeah, that pretty much summarizes it, really. Yeah.
Okay, have you ever thought that you just maybe have like a high tolerance for stress or something? Because it'd be
It
like,
might
you'd
be. I do kind of thrive off stress in real life, not just in games. So that is true.
You wait till like the night before to finish like your like assignment. You're like, I can do this. This is perfect.
No,
Crack the
but
knuckles,
actually, no.
sit
At
down.
university, I did completely the opposite. As soon as I got my assignment, I did it on the day, pretty much the next 2 days.
Oh, okay.
I never. As soon as we got it, I literally did it. There was one time I literally got it, and we had another lecture like the next day, and I was like, oh, I can't turn in my work, and like the lecturer looked at me and was like, what do you mean you can't turn it in? I was like, yeah, I've done it, and she's like, it doesn't open for another 2 weeks to turn it in, and I was like, well, why'd you send it us then? Like, what's going on?
I want to
That
hand my
stressed
work
me out. Now I've got to wait. Now I've got to remember in 2 weeks' time. I've got to hand in the work that I already done 2 weeks prior. That's annoying. That's what stresses me out.
I think that's the most annoying thing. It's like when something's not ready to do it. Like you finish the objective, you do what you're meant to do, and then you have to like time wait. Like Pikmin, I find
like
very
most video games.
Well, have you ever played Pikmin?
No.
That is a stressful game because there's a clock in the corner of it, and I don't know what happens, but like Pikmin, Majora's Mask, any game with a clock, I immediately find stressful because I feel like I'm more clock watching than actually doing what I'm meant to be doing, if that makes any sense.
Like, doesn't most games like multiplayer games definitely have a clock? I mean, like Playtime has, all these things technically have some sort of clock, time you're working towards, no?
No, so like Pikmin, you play the game, and in the top right-hand corner is a clock that's slowly counting down. If you don't get back to your ship with your Pikmin, they all die.
Oh, it's like Escape from Tarkov. Just get back to your ship in time.
Yeah, sweatily look online, be like, where's the exit? Shit, I didn't bring money. No. I didn't bring this. Oh my God, what's happening? What do I do? Yeah, exactly.
You just need to get good, really. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's very true. I probably do need to get good. But yeah, I find games like that horrible, and they make me very uncomfortable.
So what's your cozy game then? So your games, so your stressful games are ones based on time. So what considers a cozy game to you?
So a cozy game for me, I've got a couple of them. So City Skylines, I find very cozy, like SimCity, kind of those builder games, right?
Simulation games, yeah.
Yeah, simulation games, because they're very nice. They got a popping soundtrack. You feel very relaxed and all that sort of stuff. That's very cozy. The next type of cozy game for me is a card game. So Hearthstone, I find very cozy because it's got some good beats. It's got some good tunes. And it's very vibey, and I like being told what cards I get eventually when I crack open some packs, right? Trying to think of some other ones.
Yeah, but there's a very big difference between like a City Skylines and a Hearthstone multiplayer game. Do you not think?
No, because Hearthstone, I think I'm at peace with it. I'm gonna do as good as I'm only gonna do. Like, it's fine. If I die, I die. Yeah, but
that's like all the games I explained. Yeah, but you said were stressful.
No, but Tarkov annoys me because you lose your stuff and you can lose progress. That's what stresses me out.
Punishment. That's
punishable games. Games should not punish you. Like any game that's like, oh, if you don't play, you're gonna miss out on content, or if you don't play, you're gonna fall behind. Stressful. Like
right.
Risk of Rain 2, very cozy game, very relaxed. Good music, got some good EDM to it. I think it would be one of your favorite. You'd probably really like it. Another game which is really kind of cozy. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready for this cozy game.
Oh, okay, I'm ready. Come on. I'll be unready in a second.
Okay, Persona 5 I find very cozy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Persona 5 can be cozy. Like Kerbal.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Yeah. I agree.
Like any game that's got like a decent beat to it and it's very relaxed and you don't have to worry about it. Like, what was that game I used to play that me and you were sat there? It was like cozy desktop office layout simulator game or something like that. It wasn't a game, it was more of a simulation thing, but that was like super cozy, super vibey. Good times had all around. And then the final one, World of Warcraft with friends. Because we've been playing a lot of it recently. And it honestly is just a conversation. No, not hardcore.
Like retail WoW.
Good old retail WoW. I find very cozy. We've been sat there, we've been chatting, we've been talking about other stuff, and we're just clicking the same rotations, doing the same dungeons. Life is good. But
Well, there we go. The gameplay. That's what I'm saying about the gameplay loop. That's what it's all about. So all the other, your city skylines, you kind of get, you get involved in your city, and you kind of get locked in. It's about like I think a cozy game is being able. I mean, it's not always the case because it depends what else is in the game. But being able to switch off from the outside world, and then your focus is just like taking into the game. Your troubles and worries are gone. That's what gaming's all about, though.
No, I completely agree. I think that is.
I don't think if there was a games can't be right. There's films that like have like a message behind them, and it's like quite, you think about it at the end of it and you're like, wow, that's a message about something in real life, and now I feel bad about real life, right? That doesn't really happen in a game. Games are all like absolutely completely different in relation to real life.
I don't think I've ever felt bad about a game. I felt sad about a game. I felt like mad about a game, but I've never felt like guilty after playing a game,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird one.
So I agree.
Yeah. So I'm right, and you've got bad taste in cozy games.
I don't think that's what we've agreed upon. I think we agreed that there's elements of a good gameplay loop and that you can get lost in the game, and that's what makes it cozy.
Okay.
I think we just have a different experience of which games equate to getting locked in and cozy, I think.
Yeah, I like having a hot chocolate in a blanket playing a game and going, wow, this beat is vibey. You like doing the same, but then trying to make sure you don't get shot and like your body looted for all its goods.
Sure. Yeah, I agree on that.
Okay, perfect.
So, I don't know if you've seen, but they've announced a Animal Crossing Lego set, right? Series of Lego sets. Okay. And I think it comes down to the question. I mean, this is an unexpected Lego set. Sometimes, they pop up on random feeds and stuff because Lego have this thing where people can kind of build a set within like their own software, and then they can post it to, I think, like Lego Ideas or something like that. And then people get hyped about certain things and like, oh, that'll be cool. And then it gets voted. And then eventually someone from the Lego company comes back to them and it's like, oh, this is cool. It's got enough votes. We'll have a look into it. And most of them don't get past that. But some of them then, they talk to the IP, IP owner of whatever they've copied from. And they go, oh, yeah, that will work well. And then it kind of turns up. So, I mean, Animal Crossing Lego is something I wasn't really expecting. I'm not entirely sure, like, any of the sets. They just kind of released, like, this random trailer with some of the, like, mini figures of the different people in Animal Crossing, like Tom Nook, Isabel, and some of the other villagers and stuff. So that's quite interesting. But it got me thinking, what is too far for a Lego set? What kind of IP can you go, do you know what? I don't think that could be turned into a Lego set.
I mean, can we just talk about the Animal Crossing one for a second? Because I think
we can. Yeah. Let's go back to this one. Yeah.
If we think about it, it's perfectly suited for Animal Crossing. You're like, hey, that looks good. Tom Nook / Lego goes, great. That will be, and you pay it. And then you start building your house that takes 3 to 5 hours in real life. And then you get the house.
Right.
And it's there,
Yeah. But I mean, it just depends. I mean, there's only so many things I think like in Animal Crossing that could be built in Lego. Like the buildings is one. But then past that, what was it going to be?
I mean, you can do...
I'm not entirely sure.
You could do Nook's Cranny. You could do the Able Sisters, like the low... dress-up place. You could do the
it's going to be one of those like ones where you can open it up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's going to be like
open it
up, segmented, and you build it up, right? Yeah. And then you can have like the river like flowing through
house kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then you could have like the museum, and this is where Lego needs to hire me. You get the museum, and then you sell blind bags to fill out the museum.
Right. Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Lego's not expensive enough already, so I'm sure they really want new ideas on how to get more money.
I think they do blind bags though. Like they do Lego.
I think
Lego
they do it for
blind bag.
minifigures.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You could get like the Mona Lisa or like someone else's minifigure and then get that. Yeah, I think that could easily work.
I mean, I wonder. I do wonder what was the first kind of third-party type Lego sets, because obviously, Star Wars is probably the biggest one, I reckon, out of all of them. Harry Potter came about as well, obviously, but then I'm trying to think before those was there anyone? Because I think. I mean, there must have been, but I mean, Lego used to have loads of original kind of sets that used to go. They had their medieval ones, their city one, which is still going on. Obviously, now they have their creator thing or architect or whatever, which is the Big Ben and other landmarks and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I do wonder. I mean, obviously, Minecraft, came out as Lego.
Yeah.
And it's well, that already is Lego in some way, isn't it? So I guess it made sense. But yeah, I just do wonder, I wonder what was before, but what is too far now? Look, where will Lego stop and be like, do you know what? We can't do that,
So
I'm pretty sure. I was going to say the bathroom in Saw 1 probably, as much as a great Lego set that might be as a scene, I'm not sure what the market's asking for, if they're asking for that really. That would be I would probably say that is on Lego's list of, I'm sorry, we're not going to make that. Let's see. Let me go to Lego ideas and then see what people are coming up with, because people will submit anything.
Lego Spider-Man was the first Lego set Spider-Man time, from what I can see. And scrolling across the timeline, I've gone from 1950 all the way up to 1999, and that's the first one I can see. So there you go.
I see. Okay.
Which is kind of cool.
So, which is now, I guess they have Marvel now, probably, don't they? So,
yeah. Well, I think you can get a doctor. You can get the Doctor Strange, Mr. Motorium thing for your Lego city, which is kind of cool.
Right. Okay.
Well, you know, the big Lego, the building in Avengers Endgame.
No,
his Sancta Sanctorum.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay, it's fine.
Right. No.
It's a big building. It's very cool. Yeah.
No, I'm looking at this ideas page, right? Yeah. Okay. So someone's got a Narnia set they've made. Okay, Narnia. What else? What else is kind of off the wall here?
I like the Wallace and Gromit one.
Harry Styles Love on Tour.
Oh. Harry Styles Love on Tour, beautiful.
Yeah. So, there's an Ed Sheeran tour one as well. Right. Okay. Truman Show, where he's on the boat. Okay. Interesting. Wallace and Gromit, A Grand Day Out. I would buy that.
I saw that one.
Wallace and Gromit.
That's quite good. Yeah. And they got the little robot. They got Starfield. Oh, yeah. I have seen
Starfield, did they?
Yeah, they've got a Starfield Frontier ship.
The Frontier ship.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. But this is the thing. That's all well and good. The ship is recognizable, but what else do you build as a Lego set from start? I mean, sure, there might be some other things, but they're just not not relevant, really.
I like the mechanical flip calendar. That's kind of cool.
Calendar, stage from the Muppet Show. I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, I do find this is just what people have put together.
Yeah.
As ideas. These obviously are not things that is going to be pitched. There's a Great British Bake Off one now as well. So I think people's ideas, they're interesting, let's just say. But yeah, they're just never going to make it into there's no Lego Harry Potter or Star Wars, is it really?
Well, I think they've done some good ones, haven't they? Previously, where is it? What is it published Lego ideas? Because I think there are a couple, right?
It might be, yeah. Could be most supported.
Yeah, or like I don't know what it's called. Like I don't know what to type in onto the internet to get this to work. It's like
Yeah, this
Lego
is true,
ideas
actually, I don't know.
confirmed. Like I feel like I'm starting like
Contains third-party IP.
staff picks.
There's a lot of stuff here.
Staff picks is a flume ride. There's a mushroom collection. There's a forest base. There's a popcorn machine. I think the TV could be good, like the CRT TV, because they kind of did that with Mario.
Right.
I don't know. Like I'm looking to see like what's been supported.
This website sucks. Anyway, I mean, well, we digress from the original point. You know, like people come up with all these ideas, but then you know they're never going to happen. People support them because they like the IP, but obviously it's just never going to happen. But Lego themselves, you know, I think they have done some world third party type Lego sets before. And they, you know, I think the ones I'm looking at their website now, they seem to have like toned it down. That kind of makes sense now. But you know, if there's like a Lego set of The Office, for example, the American Office, then that's like, you know, that's the type of thing is like one of those one-off things. I just think, wow, Lego really trying to milk it here for this one.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But yeah, I think so. So we've agreed that Saw is Lego's limit. It can't go past then. Basically, is what we've decided. Okay, interesting.
Could you imagine?
Interesting.
Though? Like I mean,
Yeah,
they've got
I don't know.
Apparently.
Yeah, but Jaws, I don't know. Right now, we're getting into discussion of like what films are like bad, and then Lego, like, you know what, we can accept Jaws, but not Saw. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, right, Jaws is literally about a man-eating shark that murders people. Saw's just a very angry, spiteful man who wants to murder people. You know.
Can't spell Jaws without Saw. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, would you buy the Animal Crossing set? Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase this. Do you buy Lego?
No. Not recently. No.
I find. Go for it.
That's also I'm not interested in the idea of it.
I find Lego a very weird hobby to a degree, right? Because you spend.
But you play Warhammer.
That's different. You can do stuff with that. You can't play with Lego, like the nice
I think
Lego
you can
sets.
I think the Lego company want a word with you. You definitely can play with Lego.
No, but like not the nice Lego sets. Like if you buy the blacksmith set for like £200, you cannot play with that sucker. You know.
I think it depends how old you are. If you were a child, then yeah, I think you could.
You just break it and be very sad.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
I get what you mean. I just feel like Lego.
Right, I found it. Don't worry. There's a Minions Lego set. We found it. That's where the limit is. I think that's it. That's close to Saw. So if they've done Minions, their Saw must be coming.
Saw's coming out soon. But I don't know. Like I like the idea of Lego. I like the idea of building stuff. But then you can't use it afterwards realistically. Like there's no other use for it apart from like being a dust collector. You know?
Sounds like Warhammer to me.
No. At least Warhammer, you can like you paint it, you build it, you put it on the table, and you push it around and roll dice somewhat near it, but not near enough so that way it damages the miniatures. You get what I mean? You can't do that. Also, could you imagine Warhammer Lego?
I was just gonna say, like using your Lego sets as a form of like tabletop game, like Warhammer. Can you imagine like a Harry Potter like Lego Warhammer game?
Oh no! Yeah, that'd be
exactly.
Cringe. Although
that would be cringe. Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what's crazy though? A company called Magma Brick has made Warhammer 40k Lego sets.
What's the point? It's all Lego anyway, isn't it? Really. It's just you have to glue it together. It's actually just a less advanced version of Lego.
How dare you? It's less creative. You don't have as much of imagination.
Yeah, you got to follow the instructions. True. Yeah.
Sad. I've had a thought about this, Ollie. I'm very confused.
Okay. What's this thought?
Why don't you like playing multiplayer games or 2-player story games?
Oh.
Because
Why do I hate multiplayer?
why do you hate
Okay,
people?
yes. Why do I hate other people? Why do other people ruin my video game? Yeah, this is true.
I was going to
This
say,
is
like,
true.
I was looking at some games. I was like, there's a couple of games I'd be really keen to play for. Like Salt and Sanctuary, right up your alley. It's like Dark Soulsy. It's 2D. It's very cool looking. And I could just hear it in the back of my head going, no, Tristan, I'm not going to play that with you. You know?
You just hear, I've said it so many times, it's kind of engraved into your brain.
Yeah.
Now, are these games also single player? Do you have to play them with other people?
Look, I'm gonna say it like most things. It's fun.
It's a
with
yes
friends.
or no answer. It's a yes or no answer.
I mean,
is it also a single player game?
It's also a single player game, but there's a picture of two people in the box.
Just because there's two people in the box. Right. Is your logic because there's two people in the box, it has to be multiplayer?
Yeah, like for instance, Ashen, I would say is a multiplayer. Back for Blood. There's 4 people in the box, minus the zombies. There's Orcs Must Die 2. There's 2 people in the box. Do you get what I mean? Like, a lot of these games are like leaning towards a multiplayer aspect game. And I'm sat here going, why don't you like multiplayer games, Ollie?
I think games can be ruined by multiplayer.
Other people ruin my game experience, so that's why I don't like it.
Right.
Okay.
Let me explain. Okay. So let's think of a game. So let's think about. Okay, let's just go with the simple Minecraft. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. So Minecraft, you can play by yourself. You can build. You can explore. You can fight the monsters. You can do the progression, whatever. Okay. Be creative, all by yourself. You can also have, you can literally, open up your server and someone can join it and you can play together and do all the same things together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd prefer just to do it myself. I'll be honest with you. I just think it's a variable. It's a variable you can't control having someone else in your video game with you.
But isn't that half the fun of it as well? Like you get other people in your game.
But it's
cozy.
Like, I don't know. This is the thing. I wouldn't count as any random multiplayer game as a cozy game. Just in fact, okay. Here we go. Tarkov. Okay, you can go in alone. Obviously, there's other people in the map and stuff like that, and you can exit, and you can play with someone else and do stuff together. Yeah,
that sounds fun.
Yeah. No, I'll just play by myself. Honestly, this other person is at the end of the day, playing games with someone else is a liability. That's what it is. It's a liability to the enjoyment of the game.
Why is it a liability though?
Does this make me a bad person? Does this make me a bad person? I don't know.
Maybe. Mean, it's like saying like, hey, I'd rather do this myself. You're going to ruin the experience for me otherwise. Bye. Like
when you put it like that, it doesn't sound so nice. But if I just say, no, I don't want to play this video game with you, it sounds a lot better, I think, doesn't it?
No, but like it's one that I've always like kind of thought about because like you have to, for you personally, I feel like you have to pick very specific games that you can play that other people can't ruin for you, if that makes any sense at all. Okay,
so like WoW, I really enjoy playing together. Okay,
but you don't like doing the story content
that's
together.
Fine. Exactly. So if there's like a thing where there's tons of cinematic story, I would rather myself because that's an area I think I can definitely talk about without ruining my reputation here. Okay. So if there's like a story game, right? It depends what you're in the game for. But if you're interested in story games, like the story part of a game, like I am, okay, most of the time, I don't really want someone like. I feel it like two ways. It's either I feel like I'm holding the other person up, so I'm ruining their experience, and that's like that makes it a stressful experience in some way.
Okay.
But also you can have other people who aren't interested in the story, and then they just kind of are like just start going ahead of the gameplay anyway. So you might as well just not play together because they'll just like. It's kind of like, let's say it's WoW, okay? Yes. If I want to listen to like the lore, the text, whatever, if I'm reading quest text, I have an add-on that reads it for me with AI voices, which is quite cool. But let's say I just want to listen to that before progressing. Someone would have already clicked, turn in that quest that I was listening to the end of, got the next quest and started killing the first mob, second mob, third mob by the time I'm ready to do it. And then I would then join back in with them, and then, they finish, I'm 3 behind, and they'll go hand it in without helping. And then what's the point of that? Doesn't make any sense. That's an example of like where it doesn't work, I think. That's not like every game, obviously. It's a very like unique time. It's kind of like when you're doing a dungeon and your friend hands in the quest and then clicks, start the next like animation thing, and then no one else can get the quest or hand it in. That's crazy, isn't it?
I think that doesn't happen. You just need to think about who you're actually dungeoning with, you know? Like, I don't think it's that person's fault. I think everyone else just needs to like wake up and just kind of move forward with it, you know?
There were other people in that dungeon run who were miles away upstairs in the building, in the complete wrong area.
And you've hit the nail on the head. They were in the wrong area for the dungeon. That's not
right. But
problem.
I went straight down there to the basement where Thrall was with you, and you had already started the next thing, which already meant no one else could hand in their quest.
Well, what do you want me to do?
We're getting into specifics now, apart from your question, and we're not going to point any fingers of who doesn't want to play with who. Okay, but that's just an example. But there's other games where I just think, it's back to like the conversation we were having about a cozy game. Yeah. It's kind of like it's about like the routine for me, the repetition, it's not even repetition. It's just like the gameplay loop of being able to go to the next thing, onwards to the next thing, without thinking about it. Right. When you're playing with someone else, like it's like a spike. Okay. In like the thing, it's kind of like, imagine rolling a wheel, okay, but then you glue a cup to the wheel, so when you're trying to roll it, there's like a clunk every time it rolls round. That's like playing a multiplayer game with someone in the gameplay loop, and that's not every time the cup's there in the roll, it just can suddenly pop up and there's like a spike and you're like, it breaks the gameplay loop for people. I think it's like I said, it's a variable you can't always control. And I think it's the mood as well. Like, depends what I want to do. Like, if I just want to chill and like get into that chill, that cozy game system, I think it's much more difficult to do that playing in a multiplayer style game where you're controlled. Now, I was talking about Counter-Strike earlier as well, but that's kind of different where, if you're just doing it cozily, repetition, it's like, you just kind of like, it's like so ingrained in it, doesn't matter. But like when you want to just play like a random game, it definitely is a different type of thing, especially games with stories, particularly.
Okay, so for you, as long as it's like a main fundamental part of a gameplay loop, and it doesn't, the storytelling experience isn't affected by having someone, you're down for playing a game with someone. I
believe so. Yeah, okay. But this is just like a generic kind of. This is the line. It doesn't mean you can just go right. Well, this game, and I'll be like, sure. Like, it doesn't work like that.
No.
It depends on the game as well.
I think you set your parameters for what games you're into to play together and what games you aren't into to play together. So if I say,
but the third parameter is Ollie has a weird way of just being like, nah, I don't want to play that, and then moving on.
Well, I was going to say you and I should play like Ashen, right? Ashen is like you find the story out as you explore. It's a 2-player Souls-like game. The art style is very cool. It's very like atmospheric, cozy, air quotes. I think you would really like it.
Recent reviews mix. All reviews mix. Why do you pick games on Steam that do not have good reviews?
But
why is it when I look at one of these games that's like mixed reviews, I see one friend who already owns it and it's you? That's what I want to know.
Well, because I like to give like games a chance. Like if I look at it and go, that looks good, I'll give it a play, because otherwise you never actually get to play. Look, this is the thing. This is where I get to. You need to play bad games to appreciate the moderately good games. You know? If you play bad games all your life, you don't appreciate the good games. If you play good games all your life, you think that's what the standard should be, you know? It's like restaurant food.
God, it's such a freaking slog. Next. I'm never going to finish this one. This game is one huge fighting in the dark simulator. I'm going to ask, do you read reviews of games? I mean, most of them are pretty useless, but some of them...
Oh, I think you're just using quotes I've given you in the past. I was like, why are we being so rude here?
These could also, exactly, they sound familiar, but
okay.
Yeah. Usually what happens is you tell me a game and then I go to the Steam reviews. I instantly look at what's the rating, and it's never positive and ever. And then I go down to the actual reviews to read them.
Yeah.
And this is what happens.
Okay, have a look at Salt and Sanctuary, right? Have a look at the Steam review for that. I think it'll be good.
Right,
and then
okay.
I will give you my other opinion of a game we should play together. And if they're all mixed, I've got bad taste in games. That's fine.
All right. Well, this is very positive, which is
There
the
we go.
first. I just want everyone to know who's listening is the first. It's okay, but one of them is recommended, and they've just put it's all right. Good, GUD. Okay. Basically, Dark Souls in 2D.
Yeah.
All right, here's a negative review.
Oh.
I'll start this off by saying I'm colorblind. Okay, well, I don't know if he's going to start talking about how he wasn't catered for. I'm not colorblind, so this is a pointless review for me. Although, should we be playing a game that's not accessible to many people?
Oh my god!
Do you think that's morally correct?
I mean, I've played and tested games that were like inaccessible to colorblind people before.
Yeah, one of them was mine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think. Okay, this game is a possibility. Okay.
Hear me out on my last one, and this is my attempt to get you to play multiplayer games together.
So if this is bad, I'm not playing Soul and Sanctuary. Okay. If this next one is poor.
Okay. Risk of Rain 2.
No, I don't want to play Risk of Rain.
No. Have a look at the reviews.
I already know what Risk of Rain.
Okay.
It doesn't matter about reviews. People can be wrong. Oh, overwhelmingly positive. All right, here we go.
Okay. Let me give you one last one then, to convince you to play Salt and Sanctuary with me then. Okay? Are you ready?
I just want to say, I went straight to the reviews, of Risk of Rain 2.
Yeah.
Of Risk of Rain 2.
Yeah.
And it says, cool game for playing solo. Definitely buy it if you want a single player game of this genre.
Shit.
Multiplayer with friends is terrible unless you install about 30 mods. Right, okay, so that tells me all I need to know about Risk of Rain 2. Okay, right, what's the next one you want to go? I'll give that a pass because I knew about Risk of Rain 2 anyway, but give me another game then.
That's fine. Okay, so the last game I'm going to give you, as I frantically look for it in my Steam library, that is
because of course you already own it, yeah?
Yeah, of course. I can only speak to what I've played, right? And like, that's what I'm trying to do.
One friend already owns this game. Yeah. Keep going. Yeah.
Just Tristan's like, oh, it's me. Right. I think you and I should play Core Keeper.
Pretty sure you've told me about this game before.
Or if not, I can give you another one.
I mean, this is going against the next one you give me. If I don't want to play it, then I'm not playing any of them. Fine. The 2D Dark Souls one was okay. We could have played that one, you know. I
you
think
ruined it. And what I mean by you,
I mean, I'm not saying that.
So, Core Keeper.
I just think, why are all these games also in early access?
What do you mean? Salt and Sanctuary is not in early access. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Core Keepers.
Oh, Core Keepers. Okay, that's fine.
No, the other games you gave me for were like nearly 8 years old. So no, they're not still in early access, luckily.
I mean, aren't there some games that are still in early access that are like 5 years old now?
PC Gamer called this one 2022's best co-op survival game, and we all know how much I love survival games. So yeah,
there you go, and it's a good game. So therefore, you and I should play.
However, as we know, there are no good games. So, but yes. Anyway,
we should play Soul and Sanctuary. I think you'd like it. It's just the right amount of jank for you to play. You know.
I mean, I'm not. Well, you know, it's been recorded. I'm not going to say yes on recording because then it could be used against me. So I'll decide afterwards.
But for context, I tried to play Payday 3, 4 hours, and I think I maybe played 20 minutes of a mission so far because the servers keep on going down. Think about it. So
you're blaming me now. Okay, so this we're, just for people at home, we're recording this shortly after the first episode came out, right? So we're kind of fresh in our mind from listening to that, and listening to it back. Okay, we talked about Starfield, Payday 3.
Yep.
And a couple of other ones, but all the games, and all the 20,000 Warhammer games coming out in the next 2 years. But what I did hear myself quite excited for both Starfield and Payday 3. And now that we're recording in October, it's turned out those games, they're not bad, but they have significant problems. As with all games do these days, which is why there's no good games. And it's just waiting for the next one to come along and kick me in the balls, basically. So,
do you know my favorite quote is from that first episode? I will be playing Starfield all of October and November. There seems to be like so much to do in that game.
Yeah. We did talk about that in the way of like, I was like, I don't really look much at the space combat. It didn't really matter to me. And you're like, all I care about is space combat. And then that turned out great as well, didn't it, really?
Yeah, space combat was absolutely trash.
Yeah.
You got about as much chance of doing space combat as like Star Wars does about like talking about. I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest. I'm very sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. It's okay. We can cut that out. It's a podcast. It's fine.
Okay,
it's all right.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's like Tristan trying to finish the game. It's just not going to happen.
Exactly. So right. So we're at some point supposedly going to play Salt and Sanctuary, even though it says single player game on the Steam page.
It's also multiplayer. Like I think, and this is me being a little bit.
Are you sure about this?
I know. Thinking is very dangerous, Tristan. I think you and I should play a game over a month,
right.
And then at the end of that month, we review the game and talk about what we liked and what we didn't like. As an idea.
Sounds like a lot of work here.
And it can't be World of Warcraft.
We'll see.
Patch 1, patch 2, patch 3, patch 4.
That would have made so much more sense. I would have been happy with that.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll have a think about that one. If there is such a game that I could play for a month, but
or even like 2 weeks. You play like Cult of the Lamb for 2 weeks. We come back and we talk about it.
True. Okay. Sure. I don't hate the concept, but it depends on the game. But yeah, sure.
But we pick it together, or you pick a game, I pick a game, and then we swap. I pick a game for you.
No,
you pick a game.
We have to stick together. I'm not letting you pick some random game. You don't have to play it.
I'll pick
I've got to agree to it. Have you been in the last conversation, the last 20 minutes? I'm pretty sure we're not playing games that you come up with. We've just come down to, and that's the conclusion of the whole thing, really, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, that's fine. But it's an idea for like a possible segment in the future. I thought it'd be a good idea.
Okay, sure. So, Cyberpunk, the new expansion, Phantom Liberty, came out over the last couple of weeks. But that's not the only thing that Cyberpunk's got going for it recently. It's been confirmed that there is going to be a live-action Cyberpunk 2077 project in the works for it. Okay, and this could be quite cool. Obviously, they did the like a film, I think. Yeah. So obviously they had the anime beforehand on Netflix, which I haven't watched. I kind of like delayed anything Cyberpunk until the Phantom Liberty came out, which I have been playing recently. And so I probably could watch that anime in the future. I don't know, but I don't know how related it is to the actual story of Cyberpunk game, but
yeah, carry on. Sorry.
You've watched it, so you should know, and you've played it most of the game. Okay, so I'll just assume the answer is yes then. But this live action one, they've announced, and obviously a lot of people liked the anime, but I guess it really depends. Are they going to follow what was in the game? Probably. I guess that makes sense. But otherwise, I guess a live action remake of Cyberpunk. I mean, this comes down to a lot of, I guess more recently, a lot more stuff has a live action make of a game.
Go on.
Because in the past there have been ones, Warcraft, Assassin's Creed, all those type of games. Yeah, good choices of ones that weren't the best.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like Five Nights at Freddy's coming out as well. Now the thing is, it's weird that we went through like such a thing previously of like these live action remakes of games. We'll call them remakes of a game basically. And then they stopped because they were awful. But now it seems that people are like getting a bit more into it. and that's gonna make a huge difference. I think there was one that came out fairly recent. I can't remember. It must be in the last year, and it must have done quite well.
Oh yeah, Sonic. One
No,
and two.
not Sonic. I don't think so. I don't.
The only game I've heard that's broken the bad game video trope film is Mario.
But I was thinking more like live action, but I guess like that is just a recreation, isn't it? Really.
I mean, you could say the original Mario is pretty good.
That's the one from like 1990 something.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at. I'm looking at some of the review scores from recent games actually. Let's have a look here. These are the ones I was thinking of. Like Tomb Raider, pretty low. See Rotten Tomatoes, it's 52%. You know, Assassin's Creed was 18%. Warcraft was 28%. Hitman Agent 47 was 8%.
I thought that wasn't that bad actually.
The Hitman 47 one? It's quite a few Hitman remakes.
It was like the 2009, 2010 one. That was pretty good.
But actually, to be fair, the highest rated one kind of now, based on how much money it also owned, is stuff like the Detective Pikachu film, I guess. But that's Pokemon. Pokemon's like its own thing. Like to even class Pokemon really as a game anymore, like as just a game, is I would say it's unfair. So maybe not that. But Sonic the Hedgehog actually does
pretty well.
Seem to have done quite well actually.
Yeah, you've got Pixels, you've got Tron. Like, think of all those great games. You've got like...
I don't know if those were highly rated, were they?
You've got Gamer with Jared Butler in it. It's great.
I'm actually looking at this thing. The whole list is actually just full of ridiculously low percentages on Rotten Tomatoes. And literally the best one, something called Werewolves Within, which I've never heard of before.
Okay.
Apparently that's based off a video game of the same name, but I've never heard of it before. Ubisoft is the original game publisher for Werewolves Within. Never heard of it.
Oh.
It's a comedy film, though. So
maybe that's why it did so well, because no one knew about the game.
No one knew it was an actual game. If it's a game, everyone hates it. Yeah, exactly. Maybe. I mean, but like upcoming ones, obviously, there's another Detective Pikachu coming out.
Is that?
Chance. Yeah, there's a second one that's coming out later this month. Well, I say this month, depends when this is coming out. Later in October 2023, it's coming out.
What, the film or the game?
No, the film. The film.
There's another Detective Pikachu film. What?
Yeah, it says it's coming out. It says it's coming out tomorrow.
No.
Yeah. It says coming out tomorrow.
Where have you seen this? I think...
so I'm on Wikipedia. Wikipedia doesn't lie.
Oh, yeah, of course. Wikipedia never lies. Pikachu...
Anyway, yeah, it says... Pokemon Detective Pikachu returns. I think it's not a live action one, though.
I mean, I typed in Pokemon Detective... Let me type this in.
It says 6th of October. The Five Nights at Freddy's one's coming out later this month as well, in October. Near the end.
So, Pokemon Detective Pikachu Returns, Ollie. That's the game.
Yeah, that's why it's a remake of that's why the film's coming out, because it's a remake of a game. That's what we're talking about.
Sorry,
that's the whole topic.
I thought you literally meant just like, this is the game. And I was like, no, this isn't a game. This isn't a film. It's a game.
Look, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just saying that's I don't know.
I do you go.
That's what it says. That's what it says on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia never lies.
Anyway, Five Nights at Freddy's is good. Unironically, I might go see that. Unironically,
I think we already agreed that we're going to go see it together, right?
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, if we see it together, then that probably makes it a bit better. Yeah,
and we can talk about it on the podcast. Sorry, I'm laughing at the fact that you can get Detective Pikachu Returns coasters and the Detective Pikachu Returns mug. And the mug makes me quite happy, actually, because it's very cool. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, there's a Borderlands film, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It says Minecraft film here, but that's been like possibly coming out for like absolutely years. So the answer is probably not.
I think what a lot of people forget is like, it's very hard to capture a video game in a 2 to 3 hour block as a one-off, right? Like,
I think it depends. I think like the 5 Nights at Freddy's one surely can fit within the 2 hour block.
Yeah, unless they want to start doing like the weird like lore and all that sort of stuff. But like Detective
I think that's
Pikachu makes
all the
no
film is
sense.
going to be. The film is 100% going to contain loads of stupid lore that I don't particularly care about. But
It will be like, who's this person? And be like, it's the guy. And we'll be like, who's the guy? And be like,
I did once watch a 90-minute YouTube video about the lore of 5 Nights at Freddy's. I did once do that. I admit this. I don't remember. It was a while ago. I did once do it. I don't think I properly understood it, to be honest with you. And I'm not entirely sure if it was made up or actually in the games. But I don't remember much about it. But yeah, I did once do that.
yeah.
You got Iron Lung. Iron Lung. Have you heard of the game Iron Lung?
It's a submarine game.
Yeah, it's a horror submarine game. So probably not your type of game. But Markiplier's been tied to a film remake of that. I think that's like his big project for that. And actually, it's quite interesting that someone who's played the game a lot and liked it is like leading the producing the movie. That's quite an interesting thing, because I think what's mostly happens actually with half these things is that someone has a great idea saying, let's turn this game into a film. Mm-hmm. But then the person directing it and people involved don't actually play the game. They're not actually that bigger. They're not keen. They just want someone who then knows how to direct a film, and then they don't really understand it. And then when people go to watch it because they expect it to be like the game, it's nothing like it at all.
I agree, but also I think the issue is like a lot of the stories written loosely around the game. Like, I'm trying to think of an example here.
Resident Evil.
Oh God, Resident Evil just literally just like
Resident Evil have loads. I don't know how they're all like 20% ish,
but they still make money. No, a good example, right? It's like Detective Pikachu. That was literally the film, because it had such a linear story. The issue with a lot of the games and stuff like that, like World of Warcraft, for instance, that was like Warcraft 1 lore, I think.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think so.
And the issue is, you go Warcraft, the movie, everyone goes, cool, it's like the online game. And then it's like, not. I think the issue is, right, you need something that's its own IP in the world. Like if you did World of Warcraft, a peon's story, and it's about a peon slowly become an orc to then take part in like the third war against humans. Cool, great idea, good stuff. If you then try and replicate the entire first game in 2 hours, it's not going to work, you know?
Yeah. However, just talking about the Warcraft movie in particular, I'm looking at the list here. Out of all the game films that have released, Warcraft is the one that has made the most money at the box office.
Yeah, because everyone thought this is the film, and like it was pitched and advertised so well, it couldn't do wrong, right? Like when you saw the trailer and I saw the trailer, we were both like, they did it. They finally did it. We're going to go watch it. And it was just, it was okay. I wouldn't go rewatch it again, you know?
I think I have it on Blu-ray, unfortunately. Yeah.
But like, hear me out. And this is not a spoiler, by the way. The Cyberpunk TV show, the anime, has nothing to do with the main game. It sits in the world as its own individual story. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't affect anyone. You play it and you go, that was really good to watch. You then play the game and you're like, oh, that's cool they did that. Or, oh, that's cool they did that with the game. That's what they need to do. They need to make reference to it, but have its own two legs to stand on in the world. Detective Pikachu, right? Wasn't Pokemon, it was Detective Pikachu, which is like a linear story. Because if you had, I don't know, if you had Ash or Red go and do their Pokemon journey, everyone knows it, everyone does it differently, everyone would be annoyed that they didn't get to have their Pokemon shown on screen. Detective Pikachu, we're off to go find your dad who's been murdered. Let's go and work out where he is, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like I said, Pokemon is one of those things where it's like, I just don't even think about the games. Like, it is its own entity, like completely. Like, it's more the games are based off Pokemon now kind of thing. Because of just, there's just such a wild amount of media that goes along with it. But yeah, I can see that. I mean, I just think, well, I mean, like even just back to the cyberpunk thing. Obviously, everything's based on the books, so it's not even originally a game. The cyberpunk stuff. So
wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, cyberpunk's all based on books. I'm pretty sure.
Cyberpunk's based on a tabletop roleplay game, my friend.
That's what I mean. That someone wrote a book about.
Sorry, I was just like, it's not a book. It's not The Witcher.
How do they explain the rules of this tabletop game?
In the tabletop game, it's
in a book. There we go. In a book. Yeah, in a book.
Okay, that's a poor excuse, and I think you can attest to that. But I think the way to do it is, if you want to make a good game like Cyberpunk or a good TV show like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, have it inhabit the world. Don't do the story. Much like The Witcher stuff. The Witcher's cool. I'm not a big fan of it because, no offense, you literally retold half the books. I don't want to go see my version of my imagination be different to on screen. I think that's like what some people said about Harry Potter to a degree. I like the films, but the issue is they missed out on a lot of the content and a lot of the stuff that made Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's true. I mean, there's loads of stuff in Harry Potter films that's just like even just my favorite peeves, the poltergeist, is just missing from the films. I just don't understand why.
If it makes you feel any better, I literally have only watched the Harry Potter films. I started reading the book over Christmas, and I was like, this is really good. Why wasn't this in the film? And I'm just very confused by that, because I'm like, you do have to like make stuff a lot shorter, a lot more condensed, a lot more streamlined to get into a 3-hour format. The Harry Potter TV show could be very good because, you know what? It's got like, I don't know, let's say 18 hours a season. That's the entire Harry Potter franchise for one book. And I think that's why TV's going to be better.
That's why they're making... Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, I think also that's a hard one because it's really not actually been that long since the film's finished. Like, in reality. I know it's been like, nearly 10 years, I think. But I don't know. I just think, why are we making a TV series about this now? Yes, do they have more time to follow the books per series? Yeah, probably. But are they going to get all the way to book 7? I don't know. I'd be surprised if they did.
Well, that's something, right? It's hard to kind of match up because obviously you got like contending factors such as like people age in real life. You've got like other things going on, like people like rare diseases and all that sort of stuff, like affecting the cast. And like it realistically, it's going to be like a 12-year production, right? If they do every single book a season, it's going to be like 12 years of straight filming. You saw what happened in Game of Thrones. That was like a multi-year production, and they
skipped years occasionally because it took too long.
Yeah, they skipped years, they skipped content, and they were like, you know what, let's wrap this up because we can't do like, even though we've got 3 more seasons of content, everyone's kind of done with it now, so let's just wrap it up and just call it a day. I wouldn't be surprised if they got to like Order of the Phoenix, and that's when it ends, right?
Yeah.
Like that, and that's why I think almost...
I'm surprised to make that far.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I think animation and like TV shows are the way to go with like video games and like that sort of culture, because you give it the time and attention it deserves. Honestly, Ollie, if you really like Cyberpunk, and from the sounds of it, you've been really enjoying it, go watch Edge Runners. It won't ruin anything for you. It will just add to the world. It's so well done. Give me a shout when it's done and we can both cry on a certain song and be like, damn, why has it got us hit so hard, you know?
Yeah. We'll see. Well, if I do watch it, I'll report back and say what I think.
Yeah.
Same with the Five Nights at Freddy's film. If we see it, then
I watched it. Couldn't make it tonight one.
Yeah, I left after a couple of after the first 20 minutes. We'll see. But yeah, so live action remakes, that could be good.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think TV shows are the way to do. I don't even know what to call them. I want to say it's like, I almost want to call it fan service, but I don't know if that's the right term for it.
Fan service. Well, the problem is when they make films, they want it to like appeal to people who haven't played the games, you know. So that's the problem.
Yeah, but
they want to do that.
I don't think that works though, right? Like Cyberpunk didn't come out and I don't know, your mum or your dad didn't go, wow, that looks cool, and then decide to watch Cyberpunk. Or like, you remember like the old fashioned kids films of like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and Digimon? No parent who didn't know what that was went to it willingly. They were dragged by their kid.
Yeah.
And
obviously,
I think that's how it just works, right? Like you watch that sort of stuff, and you either I feel like people watch films based on other pieces of content for two reasons. And I'm going to use The Witcher as an example here. People either went to go watch The Witcher for The Witcher and the game, or they went to go watch it due to Henry Cavill taking his top off.
Right.
Like, or just because Henry Cavill was in there. Like, I wouldn't say they did it because they were like, oh, I've always been interested around The Witcher, or that looks like a good TV show to watch on a Thursday night with some wine. Do you get what I mean? Like, yeah. I watch zombie shows because I like zombies. I like to watch Clarkson's Farm because it's somewhat hilarious and somewhat just pain. And I know a farmer, so I can then be like, haha, I know what it's like to be a farmer, JK. I don't watch it because I'm just like, that speaks to me on a spiritual level, you know?
Yeah, like Pokemon. Yeah, I absolutely understand.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pokemon gets me. It's like, wow, let's go, Pikachu.
Everyone has like their own Pokemon, if you know what I mean. Like as in everyone, there's a personality trait in every Pokemon that someone can relate to.
What personality trait do you have, Ollie?
This is something I haven't thought about, and probably I should have thought about before I made that statement. But I'll tell you what, I'll have a think about it, and you can ask me again on another episode of the podcast.
Okay, I think I'd be Psyduck.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. Yeah.
I like how I had like this pop of laughter come out.
That one's easy. Yeah, that one. Yeah, but that makes sense. Yeah. I don't know what I would be. I'll have to think about it. I'll take a BuzzFeed quiz and I'll get back to you. Okay.
Yeah, make sure it covers all 859 Pokemon.
I'm sure they definitely put the effort into that one. And it's not only 3 Pokemon. It's like it's not the first starter Pokemon, is it?
I'm either Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle. Weird.
Yeah. Anyone knows?
Well, on that lovely note, I think we're probably going to end it here.
Yes. That's true.
Yes, that is true. We're going to end it here. Thank you very much for listening to There Are No Good Games. I've been joined by Ollie, and I'm Tristan, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.